Welcome back to our channel, Grace Boji once again from Boji Farms as usual. We are only located in Rakai district near the border of Uganda and Tanzania. Our signposts are very clear. They have Boji Farms and they have all our numbers. Welcome back to our channel. Are you new here? Please subscribe. You don't want to miss this content for anything. And you want to watch our videos all the time, click on that notification bell to alert you every time our videos are loading. Are you planning, as a goat farmer or a budding goat farmer, are you planning to build a raised goat pen? This discussion is basically for you. I'm going to discuss it in the simplest of ways where everybody can understand what we are talking about, that even if you're not on ground, even if you're not a technocrat, you can really build your first ground pen for your goat house. First things first, when you're going to build a goat house, you need to start with some of these few materials. Okay, they are not few anyway, they are not few, they are quite many, but you must be having some good money to source for these materials. I, for one, am a lucky girl. I call myself a lucky one. Most of the materials you're going to see here on the farm, I got it from our farm. I didn't buy it out, only for the iron sheets, but the rest I got from the farm around. So it became a little bit cheaper for me. And for a farmer watching me, and you have a big piece of land, my advice to you, at least get one corner of the farm. Maybe you put up like 2 acres of eucalyptus. These calitons I'm using, the eucalyptus poles. These are poles I planted like 2 years ago, and I'm now utilizing them. I didn't have to buy. In my village here, a sizable eucalyptus pole goes for a minimum of 5,000 Ugandan shillings to 10,000 Ugandan shillings. So just imagine if I'm going to buy all the poles we are using here, how much money would I have used? So some of the materials you must have on your farm before you think of for a goat house, a raised goat house. You must have timber sizes of 2 by 4, sizes 2 by 6. You must have size nails from inches 3 up to 6. You must have iron sheets. We don't expect you to construct a raised house, but in an actual sense, you cannot raise the iron sheets. That will be below your level. Basically, ekyebbeeyi kiba kya bbeeyi. Bw'oba osazeewo okuzimba bbaati, toteekako ssubi. Then you will need the poles of different sizes, and the builders can always advise you. You need waterproof cement for the poles. You can see our poles here on the ground side. We have not yet put any cement, but before the month ends, we are going to put cemented poles around. We are planning to put concrete, because these alone cannot stand for a long time without concrete. Remember, there is urine that runs under, and also some running water may run under. The other materials you may think of is especially under the ground pen, because it is not so leveled, you may think of getting some marram or lime and compact it there to have an even kind of flow down to ease the sweeping and also to ease the flow of urine from your goats. At the same time, there are farmers I've seen who really have some good money. They invest in cement and concrete, and they put concrete under. Here, sweeping of the goat pen becomes a little bit easier. If money allows, I'll also do the same thing, because now I will be on a sure deal that I'll be collecting all my manure, especially the urine that I've been missing out, very, very easy. Or after that, let's plan for the design and the plan for the house. When you are planning for the house you're going to construct, you have to plan, you have to look for things like the climate on your farm, your area. How is the climate like? Where does the wind come from? Where does the sun come from? Basically, if you are to construct your house, it should be running from north to south. Why do we say north to south? We want you to construct it in such a way that when the sun comes out, it hits direct in your house, so that it can reduce on the dampness under your goat house. If you constructed your goat house wrongly, it is high time you made it better. I've been to houses in Kenya. I was in Naivasha, I think 2 years ago, and they had over 3,000 gala goats, and one house was housing around 700 gala goats, but I almost cried. The house was constructed the other way around, south to north, and all the urine, there was kadongo, there was mud in the house. So farmers, take note of this. It is north to south to enable the light pass through. And also on top of that, when you are looking for areas where to construct your goat house, look for areas that are slanting. Look for areas that are slanting. Why are we looking for areas that have a slanting area? In that when it rains, the water does not stagnate in your goat house or in your chilling area. And also, I for one, I still consider myself a lucky girl. Every time I'm going to construct a goat house, I always look for an area on our farm where there is ant hills. You can see in my compound, there are quite a number of ant hills. These goats love being up. They enjoy it so much. I'm saying if you don't have the ant hills on your farm, don't beat yourself up to it. You can always improvise. The improvisation, my camera person will show them to you. We put up kind of like, they were like tables where our goats can chill during the rainy season. When designing your goat house, the size will only matter depending on the capital you have. It will also depend on the number of goats you have. For example, if your plan is to stock 50 goats, I would expect you to construct a house that is going to accommodate over 100 goats within a few months. Remember, goats have a quicker multiplier effect. So I don't expect you to construct a house for 50 goats, yet you're also going to stock 50 goats. And then also, look for an area where it is easily accessible. Unless if this is your backyard hobby, but if you are going to go commercial, look for an area where your vehicles, especially trucks, can easily access to pick those goats. And if they cannot, because I've been to farms where you go to pick goats, and actually we have to get pangers and hose to dig an access road where we are going to get those farms to those goats. Make our work a little bit easier. So look for an area that is easily accessible to where the goats can pass and where the trucks or even the trucks picking manure can pick it from. Tobeera awo nga beeganya buli kaseera okujja ku farm yo because the roads are inaccessible. After all the material has been brought, start marking where your house is going to be. But I would advise, if you are an amateur farmer, I've explained to you how I started in 2015. Most of the things I did in my 2015 were amateurish. I didn't have anybody to look up to. I didn't have anybody to ask. I would wake up one day and I say I want a goat house. I put it here. Actually, most of my house I've gone ahead to redesign them because in 2015 I made grave mistakes. So if you're an amateur farmer and you're watching me, please use an experienced person, somebody whom you are sure of that has constructed a raised goat house before, somebody who is neat. I have contacts of people I'm sure of that have constructed several houses all over Uganda. If you want those contacts, I'll always refer you to them. One last point, when you are going to construct a goat house, especially the floor, farmers, I ask you, look for timber. I think on a bullet, I don't know what they call it in English, but bullet, look for the bullet which is going to, for your floor, look for timber that is dry, the one which is going to be on the floor where the goats are going to step. Look for timber which is dry. Why am I asking you to look for timber which is dry? Every time you buy timber that is wet and use it for your floor, within a month or two, it's going to start getting dry and it's going to expound and the spaces on the floor are going to become uneven, which is going to injure your goats. The same time as to why I insist to use a technocrat when constructing a goat house or somebody experienced or another experienced farmer to help you, because these spaces must be even, the spaces on the floor, like you're going to see in our second part. These spaces must be even, in that you are going to spend lots and lots of money treating goats that have broken their legs. Would you want that? No farmer would want a broken leg among his goats. That's all I had for you for this topic. Let's tune in for part 2, where we are going to talk about the measurements, the height, and everything. Keep it at Boji Farms. Please don't forget to click on the notification bell to alert you every time our videos are loading.